What up? What up? What up? What's going on, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Transformation Tuesday. Hope it's one of your favorite lives at 8 o'clock. Everybody loves Jeff. Everybody loves Alicia, but I hope you guys love Transformation Tuesday as well. So we got 3 minutes before we get started. You know what to do. You know the drill. Tag a friend. Let them know Transformation Tuesday is live right now. We're live in the group, and we're also live on the public page, and we're also live on a YouTube channel. So if you hadn't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go to YouTube and just search E2M Fitness, and you can find our channel. Make sure you subscribe there. We post a lot of cool things there. Podcasts. Some of these lives are there. As well as a lot of other cool things. We're going to be adding a lot of stuff. I'll use this time to talk about that. We're going to be adding a lot of how-tos and form and demos in that section. For many of you that are in E2M Premium, there's some new moves that we do over there that aren't necessarily in our circuits. And so we're going to add a lot of demos of those workouts. So you have a point of reference, and you can go to YouTube, type in E2M Fitness, and there actually is already a demo tab. We have some there already, but hit that demo tab and fix my camera. Hit that demo tab, and then you are all set to get a demo on how to do certain moves. So we're excited about that, and we're going to use that channel for a lot of educational purposes. So it'll be really in your best interest to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Also, man, this is week 5, man. We're super excited about week 5. Another round is coming and going. So this is the time where you get geared up about, just telling people about this amazing program and letting people know about E2M. So want to definitely remind you of that. But not to ramble too much, I do have an awesome guest. This guest is actually from where we say over the pond, some people say, and I'm excited to bring to you this guest. Like I told you, my goal a lot of times for Transformation Tuesdays, we know a lot of the people that post a lot, and we love y'all and we appreciate y'all, man. But I definitely want to highlight people that they're doing amazing as well, that don't necessarily post as much. I want to kind of highlight their stories as well. So without further ado, because we got like 20 seconds left until it's 3 minutes after, I'm gonna bring on my guest for tonight. So give it up from across the pond, my good friend Kate. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. I'm good.
Good. Glad to have you here. As you can tell, Kate is from Turkey, North Carolina. I'm just kidding, because no, Kate, introduce yourself, let people know where you're from, and then I always like to have the first question be, tell us about your fitness and health journey before E2M, and then how you found E2M over there across the pond.
Okay, so I'm from the northwest of England, but I grew up, you probably tell my very strong accent, in Central Florida. So I have lots of friends and family over here, and it was during lockdown. A friend of mine, Crystal Edwards, had amazing success in March of 2020, and I have always struggled with my weight, and she kind of approached me and said, this might be something that's really good for you. So May of 2000, I joined E2M, completely sort of just no idea what to expect, ton of time on my hands. England was in like a really full lockdown at the time, so we were only allowed outside for like an hour a day from our homes. And yeah, it was really intense. I've always been pretty active. I was an equestrian growing up, so I was always doing the horsey thing, and then I kickbox, and I was in the Royal Air Force Reserves for a few years as well. So I had fitness kind of drilled into me, but I was always a big girl. Always, I was always, every medical, every fitness test, everything. They were always like, maybe eat some more salads. So joining E2M was like a revelation. It was amazing. It became my whole social life, my whole schedule, my whole everything, because it was during lockdown, and I think there were around 2,000 people in the group at the time. So
Wow.
it's grown. It has grown. I remember Friday morning lives with Alicia, and there was like 6 of us in there just having a great time. Like there's no one, but it was brilliant.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
That's
great.
amazing. That I had no idea you were in the group for that long, and that's really cool. Because I mean, you actually watched it blossom, like you watched it take
Oh, for
off, you
sure.
know,
Yeah.
from the pandemic. So I wanna go back. You mentioned the equestrian background. I think that's really cool. First
Yeah.
of all, but what was the difference? Like, what was the thing that changed when it came to E2M compared to what you struggle with? Pretty much you said all your life.
So I think in general, as society as a whole isn't particularly understanding of overweight people. There's two kind of mindsets.
Mhm,
There's the mindset of you are lazy, this is your fault.
mhm,
You are not making good choices. This is entirely your fault. Just figure it out. And then there's the people who are very like, but you're beautiful just the way you are. Like you don't need to change anything. We love you for just the way you are. And then you've got your own kind of self image with it all where you kind of think I am letting myself down, I'm letting my family down, I am not doing everything I should. So I would start, I was generally pretty active, and my sensei at kickboxing would always kind of, I'm sure it was meant from a good place, but he would hold me up and he was like, if she can do that, at 300 pounds, then why can't you men do it? She can do the splits, why can't you do the splits? um and so you, from the way that the world perceives you, you kind of feel like you have to do it, you have to do everything, and you have to be 100%, and you have to be all the time. And for me, I didn't want to discuss it with people because I got embarrassed that I wasn't already where I should be, that this was an issue for me, it was embarrassing. Whereas as soon as you get into E2M, you have this community, this family. I remember one of the first posts I posted was me wearing a trash bag because I couldn't get a sweatsuit at the time. So I had me in a trash bag and a hoodie, and I'd got long socks on for some unknown reason, and I was a sweaty pink mess. And I was like, yeah, I did it. I did, I nearly died, but I did that first circuit, and everyone cheered me on, and everyone was amazing. And it was just the mindset shift that I got from E2M. The first Saturday, I distinctly remember posting after my first celebration meal. And I said, I feel really guilty. Is that weird? And everyone was like, yeah, don't feel guilty. This is part of the program. It's not, it's not an all or nothing situation. And over the years, and I did a lot of, I watched a lot of the mental fitness with Reese
mhm.
when she was here. And um, it was, just giving myself grace. And that's something I really learned. And it took me years. I fell off the wagon so many times. When I first joined, there was only one grand prize. And
Mhm.
I was the first time they ever gave a runner-up prize on E2M. So that was in my first round. I smashed it. And then I kind of, life got back in the way, and it wasn't, I suddenly had to work again and interact with other humans, which is a real,
Mhm.
real trying time.
Really?
um, and so, the wheels came off a little bit, but I kept getting back on, and then I'd fall off, and then I get back on, and then, this time it seems to have stuck. I had a really bad health scare last year, and they kind of said, look, if you don't do something, then we don't know what's going to happen. And I thought, well, I know what I can do. I've got the program there. I do E2M. I reach out to my family, to my community, and they've got my back
That's right.
always.
That's
Always.
beautiful. I love that so much. I mean, you had so many amazing like directions I want to go that because you hit a lot of things.
Sorry, I'm like bing bing
No, I
bing.
love it. I love it. No, it's perfect. It's a podcaster's dream. Like this, I love that. But no, one of the things that you mentioned that I always like to drill in, especially just the last couple of rounds, I really like to drill in lifestyle. Because nobody can be perfect, but you can continue to make good choices. Like you said, you fell off, you got back up. Falling is cool, but it's the getting back up. I mean, just always get back up. And the fact that you were able to come back to, you knew where to go. We
100%.
provided the resource, and you knew, okay, I know where I need to go. So before we go any further, I got to drop this in here, man. This before and after. I like to throw these up here every now and again. Look at that. Look at that. That's amazing. Amazing before and after. Man, just talk about that feeling, just of locking back in, because a lot of people are in their first round, and so they're here. But talk about that feeling about, okay, I did it, then I had to do it again. Like, what was the mindset on that?
I mean, my dad is, he's very English, and he's full of words of wisdom. And one
Mm,
of the things that he always says is, you just have to get up one more time, then you fall down and you've won. That's it. Just one time more. And that kind of helps, because it makes everything seem less daunting. When you've got, I had 200 and something pounds to lose to be healthy. And when you've got that much to lose, you can lose you could lose 30 pounds and not change your dress size,
mm-hmm.
but
Yep.
just seeing it as one tiny step, that really, really helps. And, I sometimes forget how far I've come. And then I'll see pictures like that. I try and do side by sides every week, just of whatever,
Yeah.
whatever boring thing I'm doing. I'll be like, okay, this is my face now, and these were my chins before. Um, so just because it's such a it's such a difference how much I
Absolutely.
can do, how much better I sleep, how much, I walk everywhere now. I never used to walk anywhere. I would get in my car, I'll get in my car to go upstairs if I could. Like I didn't want to walk. My feet and my legs hurt all the time. My back hurt all the time. I would sit at the front of my lab to teach my students, and I'd be like, they'd ask me something, I'd be like, oh yeah, just come here, just come. Whereas now, I'm active, I'll move around, which is probably best, because it's a college physics lab, so they shouldn't really be just sat still. So that just constantly trying to remind myself of the difference between those two women.
Yeah.
The one with the arch in the background was last week or the week before.
Okay.
I went on a hike that the girl on the left had tried to do, and I didn't make it up the first hill.
Mm,
And I got back in my car and I was really upset.
mm-hmm.
And I was just mortified. I was just so embarrassed to be in my own skin. But equally, that person is the person who got me here, who learned these techniques, who learned to give herself grace, who, I would love to put on a suit just to remind myself what she had to go through every day. If I
Mm,
could put on like 170-pound, like a little fat suit, and just try and live my life,
mm.
the strength that she must have had, that's probably something that has been lost in the journey as I've gone, because it's not easy being a plus size person, especially morbidly obese, because I was, because that's all some people see, and that's
Mhm.
the world treats you very, very differently,
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
different.
So, one thing that I always talk about because when you lose weight like that, sometimes you forget that you have lost that weight.
Hmm.
I make the joke about how I used to have to hold my breath to tie my shoes, and after I lost the weight, I still found myself and going down. I was like, wait a minute, I don't have to do that anymore. You know,
Oh,
um,
mine
so,
is when I sit on a chair,
uh-huh,
I like really gently lower myself into it,
just in case.
and like embrace my feet on the floor just in case it snaps and it's gone.
I
Yeah.
love it. It's amazing. It's amazing how the mind works.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of mine was, like if there's a close space to get between, like I would really like think I had to scrunch up
Like,
to do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So listen, this has been a great conversation, and I really appreciate you coming on, taking time.
Of course.
As far as kind of a closing, anything you want to
Uh-huh.
leave with the folks, any words of encouragement you want to drop as we get ready to sign out.
Yeah. I know that there's a lot of people in this group. It depends on what your algorithm does, because the Facebook algorithm is crazy. But I know that it can look like people are just going from being, slim to being ripped. And that's all I saw in my first round. And I know it takes a lot of courage for some of the bigger people to post, because that's not what we see. That's not the bodies that we see every day. But those bodies are strong and fierce, and you should be so proud of every little thing and give yourself grace. Always celebrate everything you do, and do not kick yourself if you've had a bad day, or if something doesn't go exactly to the plan. You are still one step closer to where you need to be than you would have been if you'd done nothing. And just celebrate yourself, celebrate your victories, and find a tribe. I've got a great group of E2M buddies that Brian put together back in 2020. There's just a little group of us, and they're my ride or dies. They're just great. We go on vacation, we just adore each other. And find yourself a tribe and celebrate yourself as you are now, and don't wait for what will come, because it will come if you keep trying.
Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
To meet you virtually. And I appreciate your time. So I'm gonna pull you off the screen and get ready to close this out. So let's do that. All right, y'all. So that was another Transformation Tuesday. Really good one, man. Make sure you tag some folks if they're not here to check this one out. Kate dropped a lot of really good points, and just things that apply, long term when it comes to your health and fitness. It's not about perfection; it's about continuing to try, and that's what we promote here is a healthy lifestyle, and we're super excited about that, man. So, all right, y'all. Hey, have a good night. Till next time, we're out of here.